Hiya! Welcome! Just a shorter video from me today because I wanted to show you something, well, two things, but one thing in particular that's come in the post just a few minutes ago that is quite unusual. I purchased it from a UK Discogs seller and it's something that I have never owned this kind of thing before, on this format certainly, or indeed any other format before or since. It had been catching my eye for ages when I was looking for Peter Hook related items on Discogs to fill in my Joy Division and New Order collection holes. I kept wheeling back to this and thinking, do I want this? Because it's not essential, it's not music. I mean, you know from the title of the video what this is really, or you've got a good idea what I'm going to be talking about if you don't know the item specifically. But let's get it open and I'll talk about it and why I bought it. The price of this, by the way, was £20, £18 plus just £2 postage. And I think this is a new and sealed example. I could be wrong there. I'll find out in a sec for certain. So I don't think it's sealed, but apparently it's in mint condition according to the seller. What I've got here is an audiobook on CD, and it's Peter Hook's Unknown Pleasures inside Joy Division. So it was basically Peter Hook's account of life on the road and in the studio and out of it, with Joy Division of course being Bernard Sumner, Peter Hook, Ian Curtis and Stephen Morris. Now, I'm very familiar with this book. I owned the paperback for many years and it's something I've got. I think I've got a copy on iBooks and also I've definitely got a copy on Kindle that I read probably within the last year or so. So now I own this book again, but I own it on audio CD. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger on this because you don't really see these anymore. And I thought it'd be just an interesting thing to show on the channel, a physical audio book. Because really, audiobooks now, Amazon have really got that whole scene wrapped up with Audible. And I don't use Audible. I'm able to now for free. I say free, it's included within my Amazon Music Unlimited subscription. But I do have access to presumably millions of audiobooks there from Audible now. Unusually though, this isn't included there because I did a search on Amazon Music /Audible, and Peter Hook's other books, the one he wrote about the Hacienda, which I think came out before this originally, and his follow-up to this, Substance Inside New Order, they're both there, unabridged, and this of course being 8 CDs is complete and unabridged book as well, and it's read by the author himself.
Unknown Pleasures Inside Joy Division, written and read by Peter Hook. Dedicated with love to my mother Irene and her sister Jean. This book is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, as I remember it. Introduction. It's a strange life. Normally I don't include any other people in my writing. Everyone remembers the same things completely differently. The contradictions really confuse you and spoil everything, making you question yourself and what happened. I proved it to myself by letting a very close friend see what I had written. He replied with a great comment. What's the point of all this? So, answers on a postcard, please.
It gives you the blurb on the back there that you would get on the normal book or on the ebook on Kindle, iBooks, etc. Let's open this and just have a look at the CDs. I mean, you all know what CD looks like. But this is really like an obsolete thing now. I mean, does anything get brought out on CD audiobook anymore? If you know that there is something that's really recent, and this isn't that recent, this is almost 15 years old now, I think. And the company, Audio Go, I mean, I was looking those up as well the other day, and they don't seem to exist anymore either. Open it out and we see some of the titles there. I've not got my glasses on, so I can see that there's a Paul McCartney audiobook, a Mick Jagger one, Keith Richards, John Lennon, and a couple of others as well. And presumably some of those, maybe not all of them for obvious reasons, will be read by the author. So there's the CDs. So rather than it being like a flick thing to sort of save plastic and space, they've just piled each CD on top of one another. So I need to be a little bit careful here. But there's the first one, and then as you can see, there's 7 more below it. But yeah, interesting thing this, just a bit of a curio really, and something that I'm glad I've pulled the trigger on it now, and I am going to listen to it. I mean, I've read the book, 3 times in my life. When I listen to it on CD, it's going to be the 4th, but it's just something different for the Joy Division and New Order collection really. I thought it deserved a video of its own. And something else that I'll quickly show you that's related, that I also picked up on Discogs. This cost £10 I think, and like £8 with £2 postage, but from a different UK seller. Is this little CD that was originally free at HMV when I would have thought when the hardback edition of Inside Joy Division came out, and it's a Mark Radcliffe interview with Peter Hook. As you can see there, it was originally free, but I didn't manage to grab one the first time. A little bit of information on the back, so it's basically like a hype thing really, but I thought if I'm getting this for £18, I'll get this as well for £8. They go well together. Listen to this, puts me in the mood even more to listen to this. So the running time of this audiobook is 8 hours 25 minutes, and narrated by Peter Hook. I mean, I'm very familiar with Hooky as an interviewee, as someone who appears on certain programs, as well as of course all his work in music as a bass player, also occasionally a singer as well. It's just going to be quite interesting to hear 8 hours of him reading his own work. I don't listen to audiobooks, that's the thing. I mean, when I had my sight problems a couple of years or so back, really that's when I should have been getting into audiobooks, and I never really did. So to get into them now, but in the physical sense, when these are kind of a dead format really, is a bit strange. But I'm all about old and quirky and, to the best of intents, obsolete formats like this. So the CD audiobook, you know, I think back to when I used to go to the library as a child and I'd see all these big rows of books on tape. You know, I know they were quite popular with the partially sighted, and obviously audiobooks are still very useful for those with sight problems, and I can very well sympathise with them when I had sight problems of my own before my operations a couple of years ago. Complete and unabridged, so you're getting the full thing here. I looked for CD or some sort of physical copies of his other books. I mean, the New Order follow-up to this, Substance Inside New Order, that's relatively recent really in the chronology. I wasn't expecting that to be out physically. And the Hacienda book, which I think he wrote before this one, if I've got that right in my head, that one, unabridged, it's not available physically. That and Substance are available on Audible, as I say. But there is an abridged version of that out on CD. I saw the website for it. It wasn't a company I'd heard of. It certainly wasn't AudioGo. And I thought, shall I get that just as a little extra to show in this video? And I thought, well, no. The Hacienda book, there again, I've read that 2 or 3 times in my life. If I wanted an audiobook or wanted to hear the audio version of it, I'd want to hear the full one, not like a kind of real truncated thing. I think it was only on 1 CD, maybe 2 at the most. Whereas if that book being maybe as long or almost as long as this one, then really it should be out on 8 CDs. Interesting thing this that I wanted to show you today. And of course the CD as well, that probably wasn't worth the money that I paid for it, but there wasn't many people selling this. There's not a lot of people selling that. And with it being from a publisher, for want of a better term, I don't think you can call AudioGo a record label or a music label. It's a publisher really, but an audiobook publisher. I mean, they don't exist. They went into administration about 2012, I think, for about a year after this came out. So a couple of unusual items for the collection that I've shown you here today. Peter Hook on audiobook. So thank you all for watching this relatively short video today. I want to say special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'm going to go now, and of course I'm going to listen to, this is about 30 odd minutes, so I can get this listened to very quickly, but then I'm going to make a start on all 8 CDs worth of Peter Hook's Unknown Pleasures inside Joy Division. I think I'm going to listen to a CD a day. I don't know how many chapters will be on each CD. I can't remember how many chapters are in the book altogether, but you know, that's information that if you want to know about it, it's easy to look up. It's going to be an interesting experience. Have Hooky read to me his life story, or at least that part of his life story, from basically his birth up till the very end of Joy Division. So I'm going to go and do all that, and I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next Joy Division and New Order related video. Cheers everyone. See ya!